What you doing, baby? Hi. Hi, handsome. Hi, baby. Hey, guys. Oh, hey, Chris. Hi, Rue. Can y'all hear me okay? Hi, baby. Yes. Hey, capital Z. Hi. Hey, Jenny. Oh, good. I'm glad. Hey, Heather. Oh, I'm glad people are making it on. Sorry, Helios is being a little needy tonight. Just a tinch. Yep, pretty much. This is me 40 plus hours a week just staring at this computer. Yeah, he's pretty popular. You can come up and say hi, buddy. You say hi? Yeah, say hi. That's awesome, Georgette. I figure I'll wait until 6 to start answering questions and stuff because I told people that's when I'd start, but I wanted to come on a little bit early just so that I could catch people in here. Coach me in your podcast. What's that? You have a podcast, Chris? Just 1 second. I'm sorry Nikki couldn't join us, y'all. It's been a journey for sure, Chris. It's been a lot. um just a little aside, I don't know if people have seen my stuff on the community board from the last couple of days, but I've been really sick. I started coming down with something last Friday and it's just kind of made its way through my respiratory system. I tested negative for COVID, so it's not that. It's just a really wretched cold. So yeah, Julia, that was definitely my experience. 5 milligram hit me like a ton of bricks. I made my way all the way up to 2.4 milligram Wegovy. I was on the maintenance dose for that, and 5 milligram Manjaro hit harder than the highest dose of Wegovy for me. It was, I mean, I didn't have a lot of side effects or anything, but like, I had a hard time eating, like, big time. I definitely didn't want to miss out on the stream. I will say, because I'm trying to be better at taking care of myself, I don't know that I'm going to have any vlogs posted this week. Between yesterday's video and the live tonight, I may take the rest of the week off just to try and heal and get things right. But I'm going to see how I'm feeling tomorrow, and I may still get a video up on Friday, but I wouldn't have missed it, Capital. I'm trying, Carla. I am not good at it. I was talking to Nikki and my sister yesterday about like taking the day off yesterday, and I was like, I feel guilty. And they were like, don't be like all the bosses you've ever had that were jerks when you called in sick. Don't be that. Don't be that guy to yourself. And I was like, look, I don't know how to tell myself to stop. Like, I don't know how to do that. I feel like I'm letting everybody down. But I know, like, I know if I tell you guys I'm not feeling well, none of you is going to be like, screw not feeling well, get up the vlogs. Like, I know nobody's going to do that, but there's just that part of me that feels like, you know. Holy cow, Anna was on the Today Show. I didn't know that. I'll have to see if I can find a recording somewhere. That's awesome. Thank you, Jenny. This is all part of my attempt to keep my hair from falling out. It's just headband curls. They're super easy to do, and it takes like 5 seconds to brush them out, and then it actually looks halfway decent. No, I really don't, Chris. I'm terrible at taking care of myself, like just in general. Hi, baby. Yes. Hi. Thank you, Brandy. I appreciate it. Yeah, you see yourself in the camera. Uh-huh. You saying hi? Hey, Lisa. Hi, Essie. It's true, Chris. People pleasers have a tendency to put everybody else first, and then there's rarely enough left for us to do anything for ourselves. Buddy, quit licking my hair. Thank you. Hey, Najma. Yeah, Nikki really wanted to be here tonight, but she had other plans. So, hey, Susie Q. It is so true. People tell me all the time how much they love Helios. He's such a good boy. I love him dearly. I don't know what I'd do without him. I would probably go crazy. Hey, Lisa. And yes, he wants to be in everything. He thinks that he should be at the center of attention at all times. Ugh, that sucks, Jenny. Are you still on 1 milligram? Also, if you guys, I know a lot of you missed my last live because it was very, very last minute. Nikki just ended up having some time available. So we took advantage of it while we could. And if you tried to watch back the recording, I know that the chat replay wasn't there. I found out why. It's because I tried to edit like the first few minutes of the video. And apparently, and YouTube doesn't tell you this when you go to edit your live videos, but if you edit anything, even if it's just taking off the first 2 minutes of the video, it removes the chat replay and you can't fix it. You used to be able to revert back to the previously unaltered version, but now if you edit it at all, the live chat replay disappears. So now I know, and I won't be doing that. So if any of you, I know I have quite a few people that watch my channel that are thinking about documenting their own journey. If you ever do a live, don't edit them if you want to be able to see the chat replay. You went back down to the 0.5, Jenny. Yeah, I would say if you couldn't get out of bed for a week, your body wasn't ready to move up for sure. Oh no, the new PC is up and running. She is here. Oh, editing on it is an absolute dream. I'll tell you what. Yeah, it is pretty. I sit here and I stare at it all the time. It's editing on the new computer is like ugh. My old laptop, I mean, she's a trooper. She was 7 years old, and it was a gaming PC to begin with, so she really wasn't optimized for editing, but, I mean, she slugged through, but, man, I'll tell you what, there were some days where I wanted to throw it through a window. So, having the new PC is just been it has made my life so much easier. Hey, V, I'm glad you could make it. Oh, thank you, Clara. Oh, you're making the baked chicken taquitos, Lisa? Those are so good. I have some in my freezer. They are lifesavers when I don't feel like cooking. Chris, I use Adobe Premiere Pro to edit. I used to use VSDC Free, but it was um let me see. The Premiere Pro was a steeper learning curve, like actually learning to operate the software was more difficult, but once I knew how, it has been a million times easier to use for sure. Oh, Lisa, they're so good and they're so easy. You just keep them in the freezer. Anytime you want an easy meal, just throw two of them in the air fryer for about 10 minutes and they are good to go. Hey Julia, the video I put, I want to say it was last week, that baked Monte Cristo that I did last week is probably one of my absolute favorite breakfasts of all time. It is so good. Um, and then also way back in the beginning, I did a um spinach and ricotta quiche. And that one is super, super delicious. And both of those are things that like you'll need to throw them together at the beginning. The quiche is a little bit more work than the Monte Cristo, but both of those are things you just make them once and then you just heat them up. And they are so good. Also, both of those would be really good to bring to a potluck, but the Monte Cristo makes a lot more. It makes 8 servings, but honestly, with my appetite, I probably could have done 10 and been fine. But the Monte Cristo is a lot higher protein. So if you're trying to find ways to get in good protein, that's a good way to do it. You're testing Final Cut Pro? Yeah. I that was one of the ones I was considering, but I have a friend that does editing professionally and he was like, "If you can do Premiere Pro, I highly recommend it." So he was like, "It will make your life easier in the long run." So I did it. Oh, the cabinet sausage is really good. It's just quick and easy and it's fast, especially that chicken apple sausage. It's really good. Oh, hey, Lisa. I do still love the strawberry fluff. I haven't had it in quite some time because the strawberries that I was getting from HEB just weren't as good. They weren't as sweet. And I just wanted to try some new things. I still haven't found anything that I like as much as the strawberry fluff. The the strawberry fluff has gotten you in so much trouble on TikTok. From what I understand, I'm all over TikTok, which I think is really funny because I don't even have a TikTok. Somebody told me that in the last live. Chicken enchilada rice casserole. Sounds interesting. Paige, I actually had a month free on oh poop. Skillshare. And I used a course on Skillshare to learn Premiere Pro. And I would love to tell you which one it was, except for I cannot remember and I don't have the free month anymore. I didn't decide to up it because I didn't use it enough. But that was what I used and it was great. There are some amazing resources for learning Premiere on YouTube, though, that are completely free. They hate cottage cheese over there. Well, they don't know what's good. It's not your fault. Well, there you go. Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't like cottage cheese. I'm not a huge fan of it by itself, but I love it mixed into things. So like the strawberry fluff, I do a baked ziti slash deconstructed lasagna thing where I mix cottage cheese into that instead of ricotta, and I really like that. But with cottage cheese, you can also do whipped cottage cheese where you throw it in a food processor and turn it on high until it's completely smooth. It apparently gets really fluffy, and people do like strawberry cheesecake fluff type things that way. I've never tried it, but I like the curds. So, look, cottage cheese is an easy way to get in protein with not a lot of calories. What other than strawberry flavor fluffy? I tried like 4 or 5 different variations. Words are hard. I tried 4 or 5 different variations of the strawberry fluff, and I didn't like any of them really hardly at all, except for the strawberry fluff. Probably the only one that I would even eat again was the lime and pineapple one, but I didn't like it anywhere near as much as the strawberry. Yeah, Gina, I did the pineapple tidbits. I'm not, I mean, I like pineapple, but canned pineapple, other than on pizza, me and canned pineapple aren't the best of friends. Yeah, I didn't really like any of the pudding ones. Something about the texture of the pudding ones. Of course, the pudding ones all had Greek yogurt mixed into them, and I'm just not the hugest Greek yogurt fan. I'm okay with it in savory applications, but sweet ones I usually me. I have a new dessert I'm gonna try. It's another one of those flexible diet, what's it called? Flexible dieting lifestyle. The one where I got that street corn pasta salad recipe from. He posted on his Instagram the other day an Oreo cheesecake that I'm gonna try. You see the black cocoa back there. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm gonna do it soon. I just need to be able to have um the energy because I don't right now. Yeah, and the lactose in the yogurt combines with the gelatin in the pudding, and it makes a texture that is just not my favorite. It gets very rubbery, sort of. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have been around long enough to remember that peanut butter chocolate thing that I tried with the kashi. Oh god, it was so bad. Like, it was so bad. Do I deal with any negativity for using a GLP-1? Not yet. Um, Everyone in my friends and family group has been very, very, very supportive. I have been very lucky in that way. Honestly, the only negativity that I get from people on YouTube specifically is about my diet. People telling me that I don't eat healthy and that I need to stop eating carbs and, that I can't lose weight eating the way that I'm eating 96 pounds later. But so I get a lot of opinions about my diet, but nobody said anything about me using a GLP-1. Mm-mm. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are things that I eat that aren't like the healthiest, but it's all a scale, right? Like I used to eat just atro- atrociously. Like, well, I shouldn't say that. I've always enjoyed healthy food. I've just always eaten too much. And um I have a tendency to or have had a tendency in the past to eat mindlessly. Like I just food sounds good, so I shove it in my face. And not even eating huge quantities of food all the time, just grazing nonstop. But when I Um, so when I started the GLP-1, I really just kind of sorry, Chris, that's funny. I had to approve that comment. Um, anyway, I've always heard it, they all stink and everyone has one. Um, sorry guys, I'm real easily distracted. This live thing is it's like squirrels all over the place. So I've definitely had that habit in the past, but I've always loved fruit. I've always loved vegetables. I've always eaten relatively healthy, but I have also always had a sweet tooth and I like sugar and I liked eating lots of sugar. So that's a thing. Uh yeah, no, the lime and pineapple one definitely separated a lot, Q, for sure. It did, like even more than the strawberry one. But my problem when I made the lime one, I screwed up because I sprinkled the lime jello over the pineapple and didn't mix it right away, and so it had, like, chunks of, like, grainy jello just, like, hanging out in there that I never really got to fully dissolve, but regardless, I just didn't love the flavor profile as much. You are right, Julia. Yeah, in the beginning, it's funny, people wanna make it really complicated, and they wanna tell you you have to follow this precise formula to lose weight. In the beginning, it's easy, weight just comes off as soon as you start trying to adapt healthy habits. I think the biggest mistake that people make on GLP-1 specifically, because it's so much different when you're on a GLP-1 or an appetite suppressant. And people are like, well, just eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full. Well, that's great advice when you're actually listening to body cues. But when you're on a drug that stifles your body cues, if I were to only eat when I was hungry and stop when I was full, I could easily eat only 500 calories a day. And that's just not healthy. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. You will never convince me that eating 500 calories a day is healthy for you. And I could easily do that and not be hungry on this drug. That will destroy your metabolism. I've had people try to tell me that metabolism adaptation isn't a thing. It's talk to any doctor. Physiology will tell you your metabolism adapts. It's a thing that happens. Your metabolism wants to reach a place of homeostasis. It wants to stay the same. So if you eat fewer calories, your metabolism can do things to different systems in your body to slow them down and burn fewer calories so that it doesn't need as much to survive. It's a survival mechanism. It doesn't care that it has 150 pounds of excess fat to eat. That's not as easy as surviving on what you have on your body. And plus, eventually, if you're going to only keep eating 500 calories a day, that 150 pounds ain't going to be there for it to survive on. So it's got to do something to preserve itself. Thank you, Amy. I'm working on it. I'm trying to feel better. Yeah, Gina, I try to just not even engage. I mean, sometimes I have to say something because I am worried that people are going to read the comments and think that there's some truth or sense to what they're saying. Hi, Catherine. Yeah, Carla, I have to be careful about that, like, when I'm talking and remember that Mounjaro is a diabetes drug. Anytime I'm talking about not reducing carbs, obviously, I'm talking specifically about weight loss. I do not have diabetes. I'm not pre-diabetic anymore. So I don't need to worry about watching my carb intake, but obviously, you need to do what's right for you. You need to do what your doctor tells you to do. Those are important things for sure. Okay, yes. I have definitely tried the Fairlife 30-gram protein shake. I have 3 flats of it sitting in the entry of my house right now. I'm fully addicted to those things. I put a post up, uh, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, but it was on my community and my Instagram, um, just saying how addicted I am to them. I have them in my fridge nonstop. I drink not at least 1 a day. Like, right now with me not feeling well, I'm trying to limit the amount of dairy that I'm consuming, but I love those protein shakes. They are insanely yummy. Thanks, Heather. I'm glad you're enjoying the recipes. Negative feelings are treasures, so bury them. That's funny. Oh, Catherine, that Monte Cristo is insane. It is so good. Ugh. New non-scale victories, Lisa. Well, the temperature dropped in Texas this week. Like we had a cold front come through and the temperature dropped from like mid to high 90s to like 40s. And so this morning I had to put on some jeans and a sweater that I haven't worn since last winter. And the last time I put it on, it was skin tight. And I put it on today and it was a dress, basically. Like it was massive on me. So I suppose that's a non scale victory. Um, the fact that I actually allowed myself to take the last couple of days off of filming and editing to try and get better is a victory for me. I know it's not a weight loss victory, but I'm not the best at taking care of myself. So that's the thing. Q, my wedding ring is not a family heirloom. My husband and I, we went looking for rings together when we were talking about getting married, and I wanted something that looked old and vintage, and I didn't want a traditional wedding ring. So we found it just at a mall shop. And Julia, yes, even a Pomeranian puppy needs more than 500 calories. Yeah, Chris, you can do a ton of damage by eating less. I'm actually in the process of working up a plan to do a reverse diet here sometime in the next couple of months once I hit my 100-pound weight loss goal. I'm going to start working on building my metabolism back up so that I can increase the amount of calories I'm eating because I followed the MyFitnessPal calorie restriction. And I honestly think that it was way too low. I didn't follow the TDEE calculator from the beginning, which is partly why I think I was losing weight so quickly in the beginning. But oh Lord, y'all, Nikki's in the chat. I just saw you. Sorry, sweetheart. Hi. Oh, and Tanner's here too. Hi, Tanner. Yeah, you're not wrong, Chris. Hi, Angel. The Monte Cristo recipe is on both of my videos from last week. Okay. Nikki says, go you, taking care of you, because if you didn't, you'd be in big trouble. She's not wrong. Y'all be praying for Nikki and little Abby. She's not doing good this week either. And it wasn't me. I didn't get her sick. So Lisa, yes, as you lose weight, you do lower your calorie intake because your body needs fewer calories to exist as your body gets smaller. Um, I have not been lowering my calories on a weekly basis for the last several months. If you guys missed the video that I posted yesterday, I talked about kind of my calorie progression and how I've lowered my calories over the last year. Just a second. Oh, so rude. I was going to sneeze and it went away. So rude. Anyway, your body needs fewer calories as it gets smaller. But also you're kind of fighting off that metabolic adaptation. Your metabolism slows down so that it gets used to those fewer calories. So that's why things like reverse dieting can be so important. It's why putting on lean muscle mass is so important because it helps you to increase your metabolism back up again. So that's partly why I've been able to get away with not reducing my calorie intake over the last several months because I have been exercising more. So thank you so much, Lori. I have Heather, I have my email address on my channel somewhere. I'm trying to remember where it's located. Should be in my about me info if you look in YouTube. Chris, so I didn't need a YouTube to not take care of myself. I would love to blame it on y'all. That would make me so happy. I am a huge people pleaser, and I am somebody who will always take care of others at the expense of myself. Also, I'm kind of just a skosh lazy. Not just a skosh. I am very lazy. If I can get away with not doing something, I will. So, my stuff, taking care of me, is always on the back burner. It's always something that I put the least amount of priority on. So that has been a very difficult change for me in the last year, like shifting that mindset to being about taking care of myself and doing things to take care of me. But yeah. Oh, Tanner, I will give Helios. Uncle Tanner's on the phone. Yeah. He says, "Where is he?" Come here. Yes. Yes, we give you hugs from Uncle Tanner. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, he moved at just the right time and I kissed him right in the jowl. Oh, so gross. Really? Really? They get rid of the comments, but the porn, that goes through. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that, guys. Just a second. There we go. Sorry. A decent number for average weight loss per month. From everything that I have heard from doctors, they say 1 to 2 pounds a week is sustainable weight loss. And Brandy, I will be sharing my journey in regard to the reverse dieting. I'm probably going to do a whole separate video on it because it's going to be over a period of time, like over a month. Q, you crack me up. Heathen bots. Feeling responsible to you distracts in any way from taking care of me? In some ways, yes. In other ways, absolutely not. I would say, like, in many ways, feeling responsible to you guys has held me accountable in this journey for sure. Like, if it was just me being accountable to myself, I don't know that that would have been enough to get me this far because obviously I've tried that before. I mean, not with the drugs, but drugs. But things like taking care of myself, like when I feel sick, like taking the time off and not worrying about like if I don't post 3 videos in a week instead of 2. Like that's not it's okay to give myself grace in those moments, and obviously that's not something that I would hold one of the YouTubers that I watch to. Like anytime they're like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling well, I'm not going to post my video this week." It's not like I'm like, "Well, I'm never going to watch your stuff again." Those were words, I promise. Hey, Lisa. I'm sorry you're having issues with your card. If it's with CVS or Walgreens, I know a lot of people have been having issues with them. If you use Walmart, I use Walmart and I never have any issues. I mean, I have to remind them every month not to run my PA, but other than that, I don't have any problems. For sure, Catherine. Yeah, I've got over 200 pounds. Well, close to 200 plus ish. I don't know exactly how much I need to lose because let's face it, I don't remember the last time I was at a healthy weight. But it could be anywhere from like 195 to 210 pounds that I need to lose. So obviously I can't just keep cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. So, reverse dieting is something that people in the bodybuilding industry have been using for decades, because metabolic adaptation is a thing. Basically, as your metabolism in your body wants to reach a place of homeostasis. So, let's say you eat as a bodybuilder 1,800 calories a day and you want to cut weight, but you don't want to eat 1,200 calories a day in order to make that happen. So what they do is slowly over time, they increase their weekly intake of calories, and they also increase or maintain their physical exercise. Like usually they'll increase their muscle, like their lean muscle mass at the same time. And they will put on some fat, but mostly muscle during that same time so that they can build themselves up to a higher calorie amount so that it makes it easier to cut, because then you can build yourself up to like 2,500 calories, and then it's easier to go down to 2,000 than it would be to go to 1,200, if that makes sense. So it's going to slow down my weight loss for a short period of time, but it'll make it easier to lose in the long run. Nikki, you're such a sass. Yes, reverse dieting is dieting, but in reverse. You're so helpful. Thank you so much. I don't know what I would do without you. That's awesome, Lori. I'm glad. I've never heard of capsule, but that's good to know, Chris. Yeah, Lisa, it has been weird looking back at those old videos. When I did this last week, I was putting together yesterday's video, and I was sobbing when I was putting together that montage at the end of my old videos and pictures of me, and just looking at, like, I don't remember looking like that at the beginning. Like, I just don't. Like, I don't remember seeing myself that way. And Nikki's told me, like, when she goes back and look at those, she's like, Mindy, I don't remember seeing you that way. Like, I don't remember you looking like that. And now I look back at that and I'm just like, because there are times where I feel like I just focus on how far I still have to go. Like, I still have more than 100 pounds to lose, And like, if I focus on that, like, versus I'm halfway there, it's really exciting. But it is weird to look back at those pictures. Kroger wanted you to pay $1,100 in advance just in case they didn't get reimbursed. That's their problem, not yours. That's nuts. Hey, Clara. Yeah, I totally get it. I'm at 1,500 calories right now, and there are definitely days where I struggle to get that in. But when I think back on where I started, I was like, I want to say I was close to 19 or over 1,900 calories a day. I mean, I've been doing the calorie cycling since the beginning, but yeah, I mean, there are definitely easy ways to get in extra calories. It usually just involves upping your healthy fats, because fats have twice as many calories per gram as carbs and protein. Okay, Chris, oh gosh, I can't remember the name I think it was like Alpha or something like that when I was on Wegovy. I did not have a positive experience with them, so it's good to hear that capsule was better. Excuse me. I apologize for the fluids. What do I think about using GLPs for maintenance after reaching your goal weight? Chris, I have a pretty unpopular opinion on that one. I Here's what I will say. I will say that it depends on the reason that you're on the GLP-1 in the first place. Obviously, if you're diabetic, you're probably going to need to be on it for as long as you're diabetic. Thank you, Catherine. Um, If you are on it because of Hashimoto's or PCOS or some other metabolic disorder, then you may need to be on it for maintenance. Excuse me. If you are on a GLP-1 to lose weight because, like me, you had unhealthy habits that caused you to pack on weight, I think that you need to use the time that you're on the GLP-1 to learn some healthy habits, get some counseling, maybe use an app like Noom or something like that, because I don't think that you should need to be on a drug to regulate your eating for the rest of your life if it's just habitual, if that makes sense. But I know that everybody has very different opinions on that. My doctor has told me that she feels the same way. Everybody, Melody Ronk is my sister. That's my sister. Hi, sister. I love you too. Lady Bird, there is no reason to stress. Stress is dessert spelled backwards, and it ain't good for you. Stress releases cortisol. Cortisol causes you to store weight. Don't borrow problems from tomorrow. I am a horrible person to give that advice because I am a warrior by nature, but I have been one thing that this journey has taught me is that I cannot control everything. And things happen to just work themselves out. So don't worry about it until you need to worry about it. If you need to think of contingencies just in case, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being prepared, but I would try not to stress. Alto Pharmacy, that's the one. Thank you, Chris, for being my brain. I appreciate you. That is true, Clara. It is hard to stay focused on just going in the right direction. There have been many times during this journey where I have thought about just stopping stepping on the scale altogether, because there are times you guys have seen where I have been feeling great about my progress and what I've been doing, and then I will step on the scale and all of a sudden I feel like everything good that I did that I was feeling good about is just gone. And you have to find things to celebrate other than the number on the scale. If you're not taking pictures of yourself, start. If you're not taking measurements of yourself, start. You need to find things to focus on that aren't the number on the scale. It is so important. So important. Have I ever not recognized myself in the mirror? I wouldn't say that I haven't like recognized myself in the mirror, but there have definitely been moments where like I'll try on a new outfit or something I haven't worn in a while and I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, like half of me is gone. That's weird." So I definitely have had those moments, but normally the not recognizing myself moments is when I look back at my old pictures. I don't recognize myself then. The month that I was on the drug that didn't work despite eating and exercising and not losing much. Oh, I know what you're talking about, Q. You're talking about when I was on the semaglutide compound. So that was the 3 months between Wegovy and Mounjaro. If you guys haven't been around since when that happened, that was back in April, May to June. April, May, June. Yes. I have gone back and looked at those months, and I'm not going to say that Mounjaro and Wegovy and things don't do things to help you lose weight. For sure. They absolutely are very important for losing weight. But when you're talking about maintaining weight loss is very different than losing weight. Do I think that I would still be capable of losing weight if I wasn't on Mounjaro? Yes. Do I think that it would be a million times harder? Absolutely. Do I think I'd be able to maintain the motivation the way that I have without it? Maybe not. So, but in terms of maintenance, when you're maintaining, you can eat considerably more than when you are losing. So if your goal is to lose 2 pounds a week, that is a 500 calorie deficit per day. That means over the course of a week, you can eat an extra 2,500 calories without gaining weight. So I think maintaining, unless you have some sort of metabolic disorder, I think that maintaining your weight loss without the drugs is absolutely possible. Is it still something that I'm going to have to watch? Absolutely. Well, Angel, the coupon, especially if you're diabetic, the coupon is good until, if your insurance is not covering it, the coupon is good for 12 refills through June of next year. I know that a lot of people have really good success on Ozempic. Wegovy was doing great for me. In fact, I lost more on the maintenance dose of Wegovy than I've ever lost on Mounjaro. I just couldn't afford it, and the coupon ran out. So, hey, BJ, thank you so much. I hope so too. I firmly believe that if you do the work, it'll work for you. Unless your body is just not tolerant of the drugs. That is the thing. Sign me up with faith in that faith in it. Yeah, Trulicity. It's a lot cheaper. That's why insurance wants you to try it first. I've heard a lot of people saying that once they got to the 10 milligram, all of a sudden their insurance wanted to do all sorts of things. So I know there's one of my subscribers who went up to 10, and then all of a sudden her insurance wanted a prior authorization. So she went back down to 7.5 and hasn't had any problems. So, oh, Elaine, thank you. Nikki, I haven't specifically talked about that with my doctor yet. So the new nurse practitioner that I've seen the last couple times, you guys haven't seen my conversation with her yet, but you will. I think it would have been this week, but it won't be until next week. She has talked about, like, she mentioned in our last call talking about maintenance. So I think she prefers to wean people off. So, like, instead of taking it every week, taking it every other week for a period of time, and then maybe every 3 weeks, and then every 4 weeks until it's like down to once a month and then off. But I think that probably gives you some time to adjust to what it's like to feel hungry again. Because at this point, I haven't really felt true hunger in a year. Well, that's not true because Wegovy took a little while to really, really kick in. But yeah, I know. I think her preference is to kind of taper off, but I'm still quite a ways away from that because it took me, over a year to lose the first 100 pounds. I have every belief that it's going to take at least a year for me to lose the second 100, if not longer, because I'm not losing nearly as fast as I was in the beginning, for sure. Excuse me. Yeah, that's sustainable, Chris. If you're losing more than 2 pounds a week, I mean, unless you're at the beginning of your journey. If you're at the beginning of your journey, it's totally normal to lose more than that, because water weight and all of those things. Thank you, sister. I appreciate you. Hi, baby. But yeah, 2 pounds a week is totally sustainable and healthy. Show them your pretty teeth. Mhm. And no one has better lips than me. Thank you, sister. I appreciate you so much. This is my family, y'all. Yes, my sister just had a birthday 5 days ago. Yeah, the strawberry fluff is pretty good, Elaine. I love that stuff. I'm gonna have to make it again. I went back when I was going through all the videos where I was, putting the little snippets of my progress, and I kept running across the strawberry fluff, and I'm like, it's been long enough that I have since I've had it that I think I might have to do it again. I do have the family all up in the chat. Thank you, Jenny. I do have a very supportive family. I know that I am extremely lucky in that. I don't know what I would do without my family. I know you haven't tried it, Nikki. Nikki is still dairy free, y'all. We just have a couple more months once we get Abby to that 6-month mark. Happy birthday, Mindy sister. What do I recommend to increase water? This. I drink water way better when it's cold. So I fill that up at night before I go to bed. And every time I think about it, I refill my water bottle. And I just walk around with it and I stick it in my face anytime I look at it, anytime I think about it. I just keep drinking. If you're not a fan of drinking plain water, these it's going to be backwards, isn't it? The Crystal Light Strawberry Lemonade and the Crystal Light Blackberry Lemonade. These guys, I don't drink them a lot just because I have a tendency to start craving sugar when I drink stuff like this too much. But I really enjoy those. The strawberry lemonade one is especially good. So, Lisa, one of my subscribers told me that Saxenda is going to be getting a generic in the beginning of the new year. Saxenda, if you don't know, is I think I want to say it's liraglutide, isn't it? I want to make sure. I think it is. So it's a kind of a cousin to Wegovy and Ozempic. And so if Saxenda gets generic, that one unfortunately is a daily injection. But if that one goes generic, it will be way more affordable. And that's a GLP-1 that could be helpful to you, Lisa. I know that doesn't do you a whole lot of good right now, but I want to say because Saxenda has been out longer, it's more affordable in general, and you may have more luck getting your insurance to cover that. The other option, Lisa, if your insurance requires prior authorizations for weight loss drugs, I know there are companies like Calibrate, and there's a couple of online companies that specialize in getting prior authorizations approved. Do not try to get, well, I shouldn't say that, but doctors' offices are not the greatest about doing prior authorizations. They're just not. It's a lot of work, and most of the time they don't do the right things to get them pushed through. those weight loss companies, like, they have whole departments that know exactly what to do to get a prior authorization approved. They know what the insurance company needs to hear and all of that. So you may want, I know you do have to pay to be in their program, but it's still cheaper than paying cash out of pocket for an $1,100 drug. Thank you, Ginny. Nikki's going to drive face first into a gallon of ice cream. You're probably not wrong. She's probably going to dive face first into a box of pizza first. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people like those Circule bottles. I've never tried them because, like I said, I try to just do plain water if I can, but every once in a while I'll add a little bit of that flavor stuff just for funsies. But like they recommend, like I can't use the recommended amount. It's too sweet for me. I just do 2 little squirts in this big old 32-ounce booger. Yeah, Elaine, everyone's journey is a little different. It's hard to find what works for everyone. Normally when I encounter somebody that's been on a weight loss journey for a really long time and they haven't been losing weight, and we get down to the nitty-gritty of it, either they're not tracking at all or they're not eating enough. And usually it's that they're not eating enough and they've just murdered their metabolism. Hi, Rhonda. Thank you so much. Nikki pizza. Yeah, it's most of those things get so sweet. I just can't do it. I have discovered, however, and it's probably not a good thing. I hadn't drank soda in like 11 months. And somebody told, I used to be Dr. Pepper girl. Like I would drink Dr. Pepper all the time. You can't be in Texas and not love Dr. Pepper. It's apparently against the law. So, somebody told me that Dr. Pepper Zero was just as good as Dr. Pepper. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't like diet drinks. It's not going to be good. So I tried a Dr. Pepper Zero and I probably never should have done that. I mean, since I tasted it and I discovered how good they were, that was like a month ago and I've only had 3, but still. Nikki, what's the first thing? Well, I know the first thing Nikki would want to have once she can have dairy, but unless we're in the right time of year, she won't be able to have it. You got a citation for drinking Pib Extra the other day? Well, you deserved it. Pib Extra is disgusting. Haven't had a soda in 11 weeks. Yeah. Those were the first sodas that I had had since I started this last October. Give me a wave, Lisa. Yeah, for the most part, I stay away from the soda, but every once in a while, if I can get my hands on a Dr. Pepper Zero, I'll have the one, but like I won't buy a 2 liter or a 12 pack or anything like that. Like I don't need that around, but I'm not a fan of Coke, Catherine. Somebody gave me a Pepsi Zero the other day, and that was actually pretty good. But yep. The Vulcan mind meld works again. I knew she was going to say a Dr. Pepper shake from Whataburger. It's not here, Nikki. Does it make you sick, Chris, drinking soda? Oh, Chris, I can't do Mountain Dew in any form. It makes my teeth hurt. I just can't do it. So I wasn't on Ozempic, but Ozempic and Wegovy are the exact same drug, if you didn't know. It is the exact same drug. It's just a different dosage schedule, and Wegovy goes to a higher dose for maintenance for weight loss. The first dosage with Wegovy, I did feel a difference immediately. It wasn't, like, as powerful as the max dose, like, immediately, but I did feel a difference from day 1 for sure. Oh, really, Chris? That's awful. Am I still getting cold? Yes, Catherine. Some days it's worse than others. It's not as bad on Mounjaro as it was on Wegovy. Wegovy, I got real cold. Um, but I do still have days like I keep my thermostat at 78 degrees during the day when I'm at home. And there are still days where I'm wearing my hoodie when it's 78 degrees in here. Oh, you can't eat ice cream since Mounjaro? That's so sad. Ice cream is my drug of choice. Randall's had a sale this week. I haven't tried this one yet. This is the Fairlife ice cream, by the way. Sorry, I know you can't really see. But this is butter pecan, cookie dough, and I have a cookies and cream one. I try not to keep that much ice cream in my house, but Randall's is really far away, and they were on a really good sale, so I had to buy them. Including the table. Yeah, Moonlight, it's not uncommon for people to not feel it right away. If you're not part of any Facebook support groups, I highly recommend joining them because you'll get a better idea for what other people are experiencing. My experience, I've discovered, has not been typical because I haven't really had any major side effects on any of the drugs. And I kind of felt effects quite early on. But with Wegovy, like it wore off in the beginning. Like I would feel it for 4 days and then I would feel just like normal the other 3 days of the week. And then it would be okay until I increased to the point 0.5. I didn't have the option of increasing because my insurance didn't cover it. So I just was stuck doing what I did with what I had because I didn't want to run out early. So 6 months is well, no, but Nikki, remember her intestinal lining changes at 6 months. So they say they lose a lot of their allergies when they hit 6 months old. Yeah, Diet Coke scares the poop out of me. I know somebody, we know somebody, and not like I don't know them personally, but we have a friend of the family that was having MS type symptoms for years, but they didn't actually have MS. And they actually linked it to Diet Coke. Like she stopped drinking Diet Coke and all of a sudden, like everything got better. They scared me. Those ice creams do have sugar, but it's like 45% less sugar because they're lactose free. Hold on, I'll tell you. 18 grams of sugar for the cookie dough. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, 18 grams of sugar for the cookie dough, 15 grams of sugar for the butter pecan, and 17 grams of sugar for the cookies and cream. Yeah, Lisa, the only place that I can find it is at Randall's. Go on to the Fairlife website. They have an ice cream locator. I actually emailed HEB and I was like, can you guys get Fairlife ice cream, please? And they said that they don't have the license to sell it. I don't know what that means. They sell the ice cream and the protein shakes there, but they don't sell they sell the milk and the protein shakes, but not the ice cream. That's weird. How long did it take for me to really feel like I made progress? That is a great question. Um, I want to say it was when I was editing a video, and I can't tell you exactly when it was, but I was editing the before and after pictures that I put in every results video. And I looked at the difference in my body. And I want to say that I had only lost like maybe 30 pounds. And like I hadn't really like sized out of any of my clothes yet. Like they were feeling looser for sure, but like I could still wear all the same clothes and all of that, but I wasn't feeling like I looked any different. But when I looked at those side by side before and after pictures, I was like, holy crap. Like there's a huge difference in what I look like. So that's why I say pictures are so important, you guys. And take pictures wearing as little as you feel comfortable. Shoot, if you can take them naked, and I mean, if you're the only one that's going to look at them, what does it matter, right? But that's where you really, really see the difference. On Ozempic, you thought it would be okay to little amount of biscuits and gravy that made you sick. That's so sad. I know there are definitely people that have food aversions on these drugs. Thankfully, I have not had that problem, but thank you, Moonlight. Hey, Chris, I'm so glad you made it too. Thanks for coming. I'm probably not going to be on for too terribly much longer as it is, but let you see what, Q. Did I already show you? Sorry, I missed it. Hey, Jen, yeah, it definitely is the aspartame for sure. Yeah, they do have ice cream and I love it. It's not as high in protein. I mean, it's higher in protein than most ice creams, but it's not like a protein ice cream. I'm not a fan of those. Like Halo Top and Enlightened and stuff like that. Like they're not awful, but I'd rather just not. I'd rather just eat regular ice cream. I like the Skinny Cow ice cream sandwiches. Those are delicious. I have some of those in my fridge too. Will I continue YouTube after I reach my goal? That is the $1,000,000 question. That depends on a lot of things. I enjoy doing YouTube a lot. It's very time consuming. So for me to be able to justify doing it long term, it would have to be able to replace a full-time income. So I guess that's the shortest answer that I can give you for that. For now, my husband and I have really, really, really with the porn. Go away. We don't like you, Tinder Hot XYZ. So I do want to continue for sure. It's just, it is like you hear YouTubers say, oh, it's so time consuming. It's a labor of love. Like it's not a line. Like I spend more than a full time job on my YouTube. And I love it. I do. It is the reason. Like I'm not kidding when I tell you guys, like you are a big part of why I've gotten as far as I've gotten in my weight loss journey. I don't think I would be here at this point in my journey if it weren't for you guys. So yes, I do want to continue. But again, like if I reach the end of my weight loss journey and I'm not, you know, I'm not able to support myself this way, which right now I can't. Um, right now I wouldn't be able to. Then I can't continue, at least not in the way that I am now. I may still do updates and stuff like that, but it wouldn't be And the reality is that eventually I may not be able to continue to post the way I am, even while I'm still losing weight. But I would love to continue as long as possible. Yes, Diana, you will still be able to watch this later. I will post this up on my channel and you'll be able to read the chat and all that good stuff. Oh, yeah. The Ninja Creamy and all that stuff. That protein shake, man, I'm going to tell you what. This protein shake, this thing, I love them so much. I would drink them all day, every day if I could, but that would not be healthy for me because they are only 150 calories. And with the Mounjaro, they keep me full for a very long time with 30 grams of protein. But they are a great way to just get in some last minute protein. You're welcome, Diana. Well, does anybody else have any just words, questions, comments, suggestions? Don't look at the dishes in my sink. Oh God, Susie's here. She's gonna yell at me. Look, this kitchen was a disaster this morning. I have not been feeling well, y'all. So the fact that hubby is snoring away. He's in bed already. He wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to work. So he goes to bed quite early. He was in bed by 6. No, he was in bed by 5:30, something like that. He was in bed early tonight. The protein shakes, those are the Fairlife, I think they're called Nutrition Plan shakes. They're 30 grams of protein, 150 calories, and I think they've only got like 4 grams of sugar or something like that. Two grams of sugar. I was wrong. 4 grams of carbs, 2 grams of sugar, 1 gram of dietary fiber. So it's 3 net carbs, 2.5 grams of fat. Yep. I could live on these. You can get them at Sam's Club and Costco. At Sam's Club, they're less than $17 for a 12-pack. Cheap, cheap, cheap. You're washing bottles? Of course you are, Nikki. My favorite movie of all time? You know I can't answer that question. I have way too many favorite movies. Let's see. Favorite fantasy movies of all time? We're going to go Harry Potter and probably Lord of the Rings. If we're going drama, one of the only drama movies that I will watch is About Time. I cry every single time I watch it. Sci-fi, we'll go The Fifth Element. I don't do scary movies, but probably one of my favorite Halloween movies, other than Hocus Pocus, is Dale and Tucker versus Evil. If you've never seen that movie, it's super inappropriate. So if you're not a big inappropriate movie person, don't watch it. But it's really funny. Comedy, I don't know. I love lots of comedies. I don't know how to answer that question, Nikki. You gave me an impossible question to answer. Thank you, Gina. Melody, I love you super lots and bunches. What career do I want to transition to if not to YouTube? Moonlight, I was actually, before I started all of this, I was studying to become a programmer, a computer programmer. I was learning Python. And I was actually at the point where I was about to start prepping to interview when I started my YouTube channel. So I would definitely go back to that. That's awesome, Lisa. What's my favorite musical? Catherine, that is also an impossible question to answer. My favorite music from a musical is Les Mis, hands down. But I can't watch it because it is too sad and it makes me cry all the days. My favorite musical to watch is probably The Greatest Showman. Ready Player One is one of my favorites for sure. I love Ready Player One, and I don't know why I always forget about it, but Nikki and I watch that one all the time. Yeah, I love the music from Les Mis. It is so beautiful, but it is just about the most depressing story ever. Yeah, I made Nikki watch Little Shop of Horrors earlier this year, and I don't know that she's forgiven me for it. I don't think I had ever actually watched the end of that musical, because let me tell you, if you've never seen it, it was weird. It got weird real quick. Hey, baby. Yeah, come up. What are you doing, little seal? Hmm? Yeah, I love you. Thank you. That's enough. Oh, I hope I feel better too soon, Lisa, because I am not. I'm not. I'm doing okay right now, but yeah. Thank you, Pamela. Helios is getting tired. Well, mostly he's getting hungry. I didn't feed him before we started this. Good night, Q. Don't forget to like the video. Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you, Q. Anytime you guys like or comment, it really does help the channel a lot. That's a big part of what YouTube decides in terms of distributing my video to new people and showing people the video to click on it. That makes a big difference. So all right, guys. Well, if there aren't any more questions, if this person doesn't quit, quit trying to sell your smut on my channel. Rude. Anyway, so unless you guys have any other questions or burning questions or comments or things, I think we're probably going to call it a night. I need to feed my dog because I don't know if you're hearing him, but he's just going to get louder. Thank you, Lisa. And for those of you who may have missed it in the beginning, I'm going to put a post of this on my community as well, but I don't think I'm going to be posting any vlogs this week. They will be back next week, but I need to take some time to heal and feel better so that I'm not spending a bunch of time editing this week. Thanks, Tanner. Okay, Nikki. Thank you. Thanks, TJ. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here and chatting with me. I love y'all so much. Good night. Bye, guys.